teams now abeko break near the ade. It is when deep by this time and Pakistan and wa wasu and a date you're saying 25th after 5 days none of November call to the woman who was so you see December anymore and to be a teams in the beko break what I said to Brani try my bet na yema my bet so yes Chelsea any a year Barcelona bebo sa two teams we nya asem keto akra na ye be stream a live party anya asem keto anti o team nka ba bia wo bia obetimi aba ahojo 124 ahojo 124 brana afin bibia anya den enko yi e wa hase what I say nti Ajax any Benfica bebo na Galatasaray any Royal Union Saint Geloa na afin Bodo Glimt ni Juventus Chelsea ni Barcelona, Dortmund Real Madrid, not Dortmund Villarreal, sorry. Man City ni Bayer Leverkusen, Marseille any Newcastle, Napoli any Karabakh, and Slavia Prague any Atletico Bilbao. Inti any games bekoso yes, to me show live. It was Sports Arena TV, SPORTS, not in terminology ARENA, Sports Arena TV. Facebook, na YouTuber, Street is watching, Facebook, Street is watching, Facebook. Do another comment then, Abba, now I share na FBBR. And so to me akoye ewo ho and so ene ya we wura matches nim why na ehye Chelsea ene Barcelona match no why pa ena ehye enya asem keto akra ewo ho no Kopa ma bebo bia na omobi Pedro bebo bia na omobi two key players are betumi a change the fortune of the game and you better say game no about 7:30 lineups in the Bible we will know say a name na say omunyede but for time no kopa moment room straight away yinra games in
yeah list to us here games in with unim says open Champions League twa MyBet.Africa
sure
hona ubetimi twa betetimi face game we do nti ene MyBet.Africa for platform www.mybet.Africa top right corner be icon be a circle ni green me so o account dey direct we log in na fi dey twen na options are ye dey ba be ma na won so timi fiscal e wo mo platform so register dey very simple t steps we now so far register na be come MyBet ebusuan so nti no the first step your phone number the audio mobile money transactions and e boshim na for the next step username ubetimi do nickname if you din bia ubetimi abo ahye na bibia nso etimi akoyo the next step password bo password ni confirm password ni na ya ade ba ko obo password no bo confirm password na for the wabo register ne so MyBet for be send verification code no verify aba be ka MyBet.Africa ebusuan Champions League autumn day my annual day and then me share odds something ade MyBet for and then person mu change scan na ensi ho a musanse bet builder internet games ekosu or 10 options on each game or bet builder option the Chelsea game ne Barcelona betimi akọ both team to score betimi akọ over 2.5 betimi akọ yellow card betimi akọ corners betimi akọ bibia person offer now odds mu ayedu nti borrow MyBet.Africa ne tie analysis now also fire selection yes starting free Ajax any Benfica game because and I think say ohwe Ajax team now they've been very very poor from the start of the season no be enim say nyama betimi akoyi Ajax enim say edu bebi anyama ntimi nhya ase yi bebedu bebi no metimi afọ montoma pay for but ewe RGVC no mu ewe the Champions League no mu nyama nkoyi and we the Champions League table na Ajax o hwe na this e okwa ase ho ansa na obehu no na this game is one game the 35th team against the 36th team in this Champions League
very uncharacteristic
yes and these are two strong giant ebanu the Champions League footballer ubebo Benfica the ubebo Ajax the omanye kran every Champions League season they are represented but they've played 4 games obi antimi ma say 1 point in between these two teams ano eden. And we goal difference Ajax conceded 14 goals in 4 games. Benfica on the other hand is what conceded 8 goals in 4 games. Ajax said just 1 goal. Benfica said just 2 goals in the Champions League. Into we this game will be because game where they come in for and come a bet on. But Adibakwa me too funny say game we are going to history. Jose Mourinho ain't lose against any Ajax team, even the best Ajax team in the world. Jose Mourinho lose against them. Okay. And this is a time this game would decide say Benfica would even get into that playoff stage or they'll be out for good. And an away game Adibakwa Kotia team efreno Benfica ye pan. But going into this game, Adibakwa mekane say Benfica actually said they are one of the teams Omo concede mostly in the second half. So this game I'm expecting Benfica to get an early goal in the first half. Then the Jose Mourinho tactics, being defensively solid, no. And they are one team as Meka just being defensively solid. In their 12 Champions League games, they've been able to keep just 2 clean sheets. So clean sheet in Adebakwa as a team. But I think this game, I'm looking at Benfica getting the win. Or a Benfica win or draw in this game because Bona Benfica bebo against Ajax. Experience-wise in both managers, no, Ebetimia play a big factor. And Jose Mourinho being that head coach for Team Efreno, that is Benfica, no, ebe play a factor for them. Betimi ewini. Yesha Bodo Glimt any Juventus. Now I think the Bodo Glimt upe teama Obohoma or ye confidence or ne Paris Saint-Germain nebo or ne Real Madrid nebo or ne Barcelona nebo or ne Chelsea nebo. Or are very confident because the home pitch is different from any other pitch in the European scene. Into so against the big clubs now, or are very confident playing at home. This season, the Champions League 11 games are above 9 over 2.5 and able. And they are one team Obohoma. The last 7 home games were average 2+ goals. This is one option. Any game no, upe option I'll bet me podi keka over 1.5 over 2. Asian over 2 or my embedded Africa is likely to play. Juventus, on the other hand, they are one team they've not considered in the Champions League first half this season. I wouldn't be surprised saying in the first half we may see a 0-0, then in the second half we may see goals flowing. But going into this game, I'm seeing this game would be a very difficult game for Juventus. Juventus are men who say in the Champions League, games say emuya deno likely when you find a draw. So I'm seeing the riskiest option I make for this game will be a full-time draw. But it's a make up for where I think the safest option I'll be to me a 1.5 in this game because we team a friend Bodo Glimt to Bohoma over 2.5 likely playing or no as a club pen ultimately 2 or more goals in any fixture or bebo. Yeah, Manchester City any Bayern Leverkusen. Manchester City a team in the Champions League upo bia onim goals share. Obi obon home odin. Obi a ban goals are Erling Haaland, bo goals no team in performance or Manchester City. In their last competitive games, on my boy in the Champions League, over 2.5 likely to play in this fixture. Manchester City a team bia on trailing in the Champions League this season. See a besheno, no aba beti derby, or no di kind air shell. Na face or beba betia, or no do bekwaku. Bayern Leverkusen is a team bia. They are finding it very difficult to be a Bayern Leverkusen against Copenhagen. They were struggling on away games, and that has been one of their biggest way a friend is saying hurdles in this Champions League games. Okwa away or brave and away games or concede keke. They are conceding on away. So this game, Manchester City, I wouldn't be surprised if Manchester City able to me in the good game ahead of Team Efreno Bayern Leverkusen. I'm looking at Okoma and Bedo Africa. I bet me actually Bayern Leverkusen 1 goal. It's Manchester City echi. Or Manchester City win or draw, and both teams over 2.5. Last game I met on Napoli, any guy back. And I think Usha guy back against Chelsea. They are one team at all costs they will score a goal. Against Benfica, against Chelsea, they like playing against the big guns. Because that is where almost that exposure. No? Their key players in say, player we obo guy back next season maybe enko he ni ntimi enkofa no embra. Uhwe Napoli last 8 games omo ntan she goals. So their last 11 Champions League games emu 8 under 3.5 and abo. So this fixture we shouldn't be expecting a lot of goals. Napoli 7 home games from about emu 6. Scores about half time. So half time near 1-0. Second half we may see another 1-0. So they replicate the first half results into that second half results. Into Emmanuel one say we may see less goals in this game. But one option that made me catch at her force say on bet me the Sika say Gary Back will surely get a goal against Napoli. Because the Napoli team, in the last games of Aboa, they concede in most of their games. Napoli should go Biana, they are conceding. It's just 2 games that Napoli are conceding. Against Frankfurt, which everybody was surprised. And also against Como, on board 0-0 Mienu. Game Bia Napoli better at Nabia no conceding. So this game, Napoli win or draw, both teams likely to score over 1.5 over 2.5 into betimiabo. Napoli team Bia, the game next stretch you see a lot of corners. Into corners is another option. I'll bet me either etimidu sika tuichi in this particular game. So and at least so Champions League games never cost any there. And then the muda Parma investors 1.5. Okay, games never cost when na. Likely say 1.5 bet me abo ni na mu. Into 1.5 win or draws. Okay, all said the teams na no wedding. Benfica all said the man Chelsea, Juventus, Manchester City mo all to mukitano. I know they were my bed of Africa. And borrow my bed of Africa platform no. Now analysis kakra so be ma also fire selections na fiscal error.
Yeah, list to main share for ne for you I think say a very good day, but my main share the other games no na say about Chelsea there so.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, list if you look at Ajax and Benfica there now. To me, this is a game that it might be a game a bit more south, a bit more west, depending on how Benfica will be approaching game. No, you see, Ajax definitely they will open up the game since Hittinger, Omo coach, you know, the caretaker coach or no buy, you know, these two about 2 games in our lose. Into which Ajax for last 6 games are their last 6 games. A year, Johan Cruyff Arena hono. Omo enshada embo modimbia. If you look at the last 5 games, list 6 games, no more winning just 1, and I'm about draw 1. So it means that Ajax are more in crisis. Now, you see, one thing I hear for sure, they say, whether we like it or not, Mourinho bar Benfica. Well, it's just 2 games, and that 2 games now away games or boy against Chelsea and Newcastle. And Obeka say Benfica losing to Chelsea was Stamford Bridge news, and especially at the St. James Park. So to me, clear say Mourinho buy no. Niema sesa from how Bruno Lage mo starting Niema ebedu ebi Niema bejiguya odno Bruno Lage the Benfica koshe Mourinho Fenerbahce in the Champions League playoffs and enam so Mourinho free Fenerbahce. And since Mourinho buy no, although Benfica haven't won a game in the Champions League this season, same as Ajax. But you see, the man behind Benfica team, a factor, especially in this game. And looking at Benfica, Ajax also abysmal performance, especially in their last 6 games. I'm already just one with the Johan Cruyff Arena. It's a game that may call Benfica a double chance for Benfica. It's a game that over 1.5 are likely to come. But you see, this Benfica team, Mourinho and they score a lot of goals. But I away games, and looking at how Ajax will pressure them, no, it's a game that I'm going for a double chance for Benfica and probably over 1.5 goals. It was a game more. Another game, should be a Man City by Leverkusen. In fact, if you look at Man City, Pep Guardiola Beka said they are now coming to start their season, and unfortunately, Obeka Yana Olusu over the weekend. If you look at the quality, Ikita buying Leverkusen, I don't think they stand a chance Umbetima Peke a win or Etihad. To be very honest, if you look at how I think there should be a game that Uma City handicap -1 krana. City will win this game by a 2-goal margin. Bayern Leverkusen since a year Alonso free or more a lot of players and so on. I think in as much as City are starting league, Akwakwe BBL say they have not been consistent. Listen, their last 8 games, 7 games, Etihad, win-win situation, and I don't see Bayern Leverkusen be that team. Obetima cause havoc. So it's a game that I'm going for a win for teammate to say Manchester City. One thing about Leverkusen team is that if you look at Leverkusen, at least almost last 5 games, almost last 5 games, they've scored in 4. They only failed to score against them and then the Benfica. So it's a game that, looking at City defense in recent times, I'm expecting Leverkusen to also score in this game. So I'm going for a straight win for Manchester City. City to win by a 2-goal margin. I'm going for both teams to score and over 2.5 goals as usual this game. Then again, Galatasaray and Royal Union St. Gilloise. In fact, I'll go in for a straight win for Galatasaray because they are playing in Rams Park. So this is the same park Liverpool call. I'm my own down. I'm unya bedra. All transformation hotel now dana. Fireworks, jama, no more the sounds. Esisi ho. Yeah, my own da. And you need to to fireworks. 12-1-2. I'm to knock out the fireworks now from 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. Near Jao said that 4 to 5 years. That is what they do. And listen, in almost a year, Omnia Lusu or Rams Park. And I don't think that a team like Royal Union St. Gilloise, although in the Champions League, Onshani a very good record in the Champions League. But in the their domestic league, they are doing very well. I'll go in for a straight win for Galatasaray. But Royal Union St. Gilloise for Listo, they are free scoring side. Yes, attack.
Yeah.
And I see them scoring this game. So both teams to score are highly possible. Galatasaray to win this game and over 2.5 goals. Rest assured this game. Bodo Glimt Juventus. You see, it's a game that Bodo Fon is Listo. When they are playing at home, very difficult. And you see, a team like Juventus, in recent times, on and off, they have a fine attack. But on defense in Listo, even if Bodo will lose at home, Listo, a bear by a slim margin. I remember against Monaco game, no? Because I say a very difficult game for Monaco because Bodo for Listo, you can look through their games. In over almost 12-15 games, they only lost almost home in recent times. Say Monaco there, and if they are losing, they lose by a goal margin, by a single goal. So in this game, me Juve for you see, I doubt. It's a clear game that all sniff favor, but it's a game that I believe say if chow my bet at least to go a handicap 2 for Bodo Glimt. It's a game that under 1.5 easily. If they are scoring goals, but Bodo mode. These are any young boys. These are teams that those days say my bet better. These are teams that they will guarantee you over 2.5 goals. But yes, but Bodo playing at home against Juventus, a big team on him say a big saying. I know goals end time, but so I handicap for a year team and Eddie Bodo Glimt and probably under 3.5 goals. It's a game that I see a lot of corners in this game. Over 8.5 corners. Then again, Napoli ne Karabakh FK Bebo. You see, Antonio Conte team biadi. I am mostly in the Champions League. I am Nema and Sheranko Yemo. The Champions League logger. Napoli at the 24th position. In fact, Karabakh were ahead of Napoli. But yes, Napoli airborne Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. And if you look at their record at home, a exceptional. In fact, the last time they lost at home in a competitive game, they took back last season, that was against Lazio Koscielny, way back 2024, December 2024. So almost close to a year at the Stadio Armando Maradona, Napoli in Lusu. And if you look at Karabakh, the stubborn side that Ometima cause havoc to Napoli. But then, in a competitive game, Napoli home. I don't think Napoli will lose this game. I'll go in for a straight win for Napoli. McTominay mu AC form. Rasmus Højlund mu AC form. It's a game that I don't see say Napoli are also going to lose that game. Marseille Newcastle listo. It's a game that is either Obeko 1-2 or my bets. That is home or away. Either say home team by win a double chance will be a bit my win. A game are very open. Both teams you know Obiashe goals. Free scoring side. Tactically, if Eddie Howe nyan in Yemaya, they can pick a win. Ewo Eye Marseille. If Roberto De Zerbi Eye in Yemaya, he can also carry the day. Newcastle for when they are playing at St. James, they are untouchable. But now if you look at Marseille for now list, Atlanta but you see, before Atlanta no almost were a very good record at home, almost 15 to 20 games are no Munyan Lucia and San Atlanta. So if Atlanta can go to France and score Marseille, then it means that Newcastle can also do that. If you look at Newcastle attack now, it's very difficult for Marseille to stop Newcastle from scoring. Newcastle for no, they have a very bad away record. List to almost last 3 away games, against Brentford, against West Ham, and against the Brighton and Hove Albion.
And only it's in the league.
Yes.
By in the Champions League.
Yeah. And
almost share Unions and Gelwa.
Oh, yeah, almost 4-0. And I think that yes, almost share Unions and Gelwa 4-0. But you see, if you look at that thing, I think that Marseille are very solid at home. Newcastle are very fine attack. Marseille for so they score for fun. Greenwood now they today I see Greenwood scoring in this game, so I'll go in for over 1.5 goals in this game. The likeliest option over team they acquire news over 1.5 goals in this game, and both teams likely say a double chance home or away. That is 1-2 will be able to win this game, and it's a game that I see a lot of corners this game. So over 8.5 corners likely to also come. Now listen. There's one thing I like about NF fixtures. No, as a so far teams no more home games. They have a very good home record. Ochake Dortmund at the Signal Iduna. You see, listen. The last time Dortmund elusu at home was against Juventus 2-1 in this year's Champions League. But aside that, Ochake in over 25 games Dortmund was Signal Iduna. They've lost just 3. That is the Omoni Juve boy, you know. Uzbek, any Timandin, any Stuttgart, Nina last season games are Omo boy. If you look at Dortmund, they are a very good side at home. And that alone, Omo upper hand ahead of Villarreal. Villarreal for no in the Champions League, Omo starts on a very bad note. Russia, Omo uppick just 1 point. And Omo now winning any game in the Champions League. And I don't see say Dortmund. Likely they are going to score. Okay. Likely they are going to score. And in fact, Dortmund game, yeah, they both team to score over 1.5, 2.5. Games are and options are highly possible in this game. I'm going for a double chance and over 1.5 goals in this game. Both teams to score highly possible, and we should expect a lot of bookings in this game. So then I think the last game before I go Chelsea, you know, Slavia and Atletico Bilbao. This season, Bilbao are one of the teams I'm in my blacklist. Omasa Bruta this season. Niema Nkoye. And if Ernesto Valverde and Toto Niema, I think that Yembo season, you know, I have Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League sport. They are very bad, especially this season. And if you look at Slavia Praga, in as much as in the Champions League, 4 games on about so far, lose 2 about draw 2. Especially I did beat my bomb in this game. Almost home record. Any the domestic presence form it. You see, if you look at our last games, that is Slavia Prague. I want to be sure. Our last games on my ball, especially at home. Listen. Before Mbappe lose to Arsenal, not the last time. No more lose at home was way back in April of this year. Omo ball that is quarterfinals. Czech Republic. Omo Cup no. Omo lusu to Sigma Olumok. Since then, no munyan lusu and sana Arsenal kwakocho. And if you look at the caliber of teams there, in recent times, in over 20 games, Arsenal pen home kwakocho. and we cannot say Bilbao out na fear Arsenal be share no. Na who didn't say Arsenal. No. In this game, Arsenal favor. If you look at the odds, Arsenal favor Bilbao to go and score because of course they have a big club saying Slavia Prague. But Slavia for no bono at the domestic level and especially at the home record. The safest option. So Bema Slavia because Slavia our 3+ odds. Oman handicap 2 a tamukuchu. So handicap 2 for Slavia Prague and we are very safe. Even if Atletico Bilbao they will win this game, they will win by a slim margin, by a goal margin. So giving Slavia Prague handicap of 2 a safe option in this game. Probably it's a game that we might see corners in this game. Both teams will attack. I mean, attack here. They use their flanks a lot, and it's a game that I will expect over 8.5 corners in that game list.
All right, it's yabeshe na yabo commercial no for ene game no ene game no ntino de betum de amaya na afi bibia tumi akoye hono ntino ugusu a wo hwehwe no I need to go through the games myself because about 30 minutes here. Usha Ayas, a team now. They have a very old goalkeeper, 42 years. Remco Pasvel. I know you're my first choice goalkeeper. I've never understood the say a club like Ayasa ultimately assemble quality and solid players from goalkeeping to a year. Bench, you know. They have a 42-year-old goalkeeper. And no double post. It appears even crown almost John Ayas na crown. They've lost confidence and the laziness are about team ni muni say and the teams are I can say are now even first crown no more top players no. Now omu nyina air scouting no. Ayas 4 is not doing that. They are not investing in proper scouting. And if you look at omu players now, old Duad is been omu dia ba be team ni mu. And I tell Kolabia almost had any reputation there because any first now, Kobe says Stavao. All right, I was so almost say or maybe I ask. What I say because those times, you know, Ope Holland, Ope players, Papa Holland now beko. Oh, Frank Rijkaard more. Even Ronaldo Dalema, PSV, NOV. What I say, it almost just a country ananka almost policy na accommodate running football no na the best but it appears that Ayas are lost their ways they are just in terms of a leadership crana kwa problem now we are no to assemble players come on but replacement has become problem when they are selling they sell everybody. Even at the time, I almost struggle. Abraham Bobe mo ejire mo ebo a mo ye Adam Atwaure mo na Sunderland e discover no mo ja mo ko emre ko mo se mo struggle. Eji I 42-year-old goalkeeper na bedem. And omo wo omo left back say 25-year-old Owen Owen Weather ultimu say no wo AZ Akama ena oba Ayas na hokra mo mani Cologne wo Royal Antwerp omo defense no e fra brand be Yuri Bass or 22 years ultimu say no wo John Ayas ena mo mani Cologne e wo na imagine ena ne waba ono na ebo about 12 games e wo honum defense wo ena Sutalo, Joseph Sutalo, Croatia, near Novi, Dynamo Zagreb, and then Ayas for Kofano as Omu defender one man. Omu right back is here, ko Atakura, or no, Utimus or Butia Ghana cry, or no, Suya Japanese, Omu Kofani fi, Borussia Mönchengladbach. Utimus, Borussia Mönchengladbach player, or no, Baba Ayas, the night player, Utimus and quality in this room. Then if you want a class, any Taylor a forward. Taylor no or a forward. But because of some which you will need to know no more money about DM on it class and able DM. It's your team Nankasa out and out a DM defensive midfield of Munibi. Then a new one mono, or a regier and a clock and a got and a where got. To omu team ni team a like so o me no omu coach class o mapamo Heitinga o mapamo Heitinga, so they don't even have a coach. Then Jose Mourinho so and obviously Trubin bedem Motamendi Arajo and ne Osens da ukonfinfi wana Baraneche and Reals, then our Abranti FN Barrero, then Sudukov, unze omukofani fi Shakhtar Donetsk, and omukofani fi and Shiderop na Pavlades. So Osha the quality of our bench in terms of the coach Jose Mourinho as against omu coach kura yense da nimu ni. Best omu youth coach ni bi no mama na be the quality there no was low. Then in terms of personnel, players are be gina go permanent so ayden abono. Obviously, Benfica ewo quality etching Ajax. So yes, against Chelsea, Ajax scored. I was here in terms of Champions League. Yes, omone Galatasaray abono. Omo ntumi an shego. But against Chelsea they scored. So a game obviously I see more than one goal will come into this game, and I don't see how Benfica is going to lose this game. I have a feeling that Benfica will score the first goal, and it's early payout to Ebebo. Benfica will attack more. Two teams need to be attacking. So obviously, corners will be something I see say a better more. It was a game, but I don't see how Benfica is going to work. Benfica is going to lose. In this case, say away win or draw, and I say away goer, it will not be any issue. This is the Benfica game. Galatasaray and Royal Union St. Gelo. That game we, I hear me be all yes. Galatasaray home, are very strong. They have a very strong home, but that's one team no by reliance on Abrante friend no. Osimhen no. Too much, and Abrante so will not play this game. Lamina so will not play this game. And Royal Union St. Gelo and so omo more den pa nyese rough omo more den pa iti that game way is the same as say one hwe an upset no ahanu dey betuma ba, but in all this no I want to check the proper lineup a bit me because Abrante friend Jacobs, Badeki, Sanchez, and Salai. Then no goalkeeper friend Kake. Then Torreira, Gabriel Sara. Abrante friend Lorenz Sani, Gondogan, Yemas, and Mauro Icardi. Then no share Abrante friend Chapin, Kalaili, McAllister, Borges, Circus, Schoffs, Van de Per, and Zorgan, Niang, Rodriguez, and Ant El Hadi. I see said this game, corners be box a game. And I'm who said yellow cards will be box a game. And I feel over 1.5. But the likely way option, I mean, who pa a corners, that was a particular game. Because we the home games of Galatasaray, they are very strong at home. Liverpool Kulusu, Bodo Glimt Kojin and so playing at home they are very strong. But this game may have funny feeling say one way an upset behind it. No matter how you look at it, Royal Union St. Gelo will attack. Only they like to attack. Then Galatasaray will also attack. So one thing the teams attack here. One thing you can be rest assured, corners. This is how I see this particular game and also maybe Bodo Glimt and Juventus. Juventus was a very strong attack. One thing was a Juventus was a very strong attack, and they seem to score in almost all their games. So maybe the simplest option and as the easiest option I make call was that game we mu. Yes, corners. Likely say bebo. It was that game we mu. And Juventus to score. And so yeah, there. Almost best starting and I say play team likely so best starting. I ran to friend Kalulu, Skelly and Kelly. Sorry, and Cop Miners. I ran to friend Cambiaso, Turam, Locatelli, McKenny, then Conceição, Yildiz, and Vlahovic. These three attacks with plus a year a branch of Turam. How will push it walk anymore? I think say they will score. Bloomberg, Hawk, Anna Ackland, then Evgen, Beck, Fett, then Ukwechi Wonma, Jokan, Jotuf, Moore, and Jovert. Then goalkeeper friend Hiken, no best at them about Glimt. Omo pitch a different, pitch a different, but teams that show say commit to my dash go. Say Monaco call no mushi go Monaco able to score. Spurs score, Spurs so yeah then equal share. So power na no more glasses in above them kakra. Into Juventus to score no will not be a problem. It was a game we mo Dortmund and Villarreal. Dortmund are very strong in the Champions League this season. Okulusutu Man City there, that is Omoko away. But you saw you want there Oko away to I think Oko share Copenhagen, right? Oko share Man City share 4-1. But before then, no Oko Copenhagen, Oko share Copenhagen 4-2. And alternative share Bilbao 4-1. Now another Spanish team so you can be rest assured say goals better than Beba. But the difference is that Bilbao performance and then that in Rosa. Bilbao performance and then that Nis Rosa. So I think that this season Dortmund games in over 2.5 above. This season Dortmund games in over 2.5 above. On a year Man City boy 4-1 a bear. On a Copenhagen 4-2 and a bar game. And on a Bilbao also 4-1. 4-4 na mutu say repeat wa anticipating say and on Juventus ball 4-4 obeka is a game no very beautiful football ball 4-4 so it's a game goes better e be flow so over 1.5 for that game no at least Marseille any Newcastle I think the Newcastle firepower no was so we share midfield of Joelinton, Tonali and Gomares no I think say the midfield power no was so compared to Holberg and Kondobia. I think say three midfielders we almost power no was so. Then we should need more one if you compare the attack now. Yes, Passau, O'Reilly and Greenwood na Aubameyang so no. Almost one attack near so it was so kakra. But comparing the defense, how solid defensively almost compared to other teams are also Marseille new Omaboa. I think that they are coming to face a very difficult and when they met a more defensive minded team almost defending any act of defending almost Atlanta no they struggled they couldn't even score a goal so in this case the momentum will be on Newcastle Elanga any Barnes and Watermade Utimun say attack near very strong, very powerful, and a pacey attack. And I think that would be almost strength compared to Pavard and Bellardi, Emerson, and Ria. I think that Newcastle might probably win this game. Napoli ne Karabakh. Karabakh echo Bilbao home koshe go. Karabakh echo Benfica home ekoshe go. Karabakh ni Chelsea, Karabakh go. I think Omoni Real Madrid. Let me check. Omoni Real Madrid. I watched that game, and it was a very difficult game. Omo Copenhagen 2-0, 2-0, and Omo Copenhagen. Omoni Real Madrid. Boy, I want to check that game. They played against Real Madrid at home. Omo ball against Real Madrid at home. I want to be sure. of yeah, and you want Real Madrid no more boy. Real Madrid, Real Madrid played against them. I'm gonna be bow. I'm gonna can crash. I'm gonna be bow. Better show me 3-1. Okay. Real Madrid come home. I go show man. You want Real Madrid no more boy. I want to be sure of this particular game, Real Madrid. Sure Real Madrid games. Okay, Real Madrid ne Karata Amati rather. Karabakh for no. This is what they do. They score goals. Almost share goal. What I say. It's a game and team or share goal they attack. Right? It winning. Option me they be mount a trick we share. Corners at the Karabakh over 1.5 corners. Corners the Karabakh over 1.5 corners. A bigger than you can imagine because they will attack. Omo attackers, omo stubborn, papa. Omo fra brante bi, Leandro Andrade, ena Duran, ena omo Ghana ni e friend die, ena Zubir. Omo the ball omo Tumika. They will attack and Napoli to also attack because Napoli will want to win this particular game. Tebe game a lot of fouls bebe muso. Ena corners be dey e be do so pa e wo no. Mami fancy an yenhwe Chelsea game. Menhwe Chelsea game. Before then yembo ad na fi yenda yemra ensamra.
Mu kasetia basa Munsatra Arefo Adruso. Big game, the biggest game we are seeing in a game back up. And I'm basa eba be dan ho adi kese atre we are seeing on the 25th. The catcher Ahojo 124, Ahojo 1-24 wo hachu. Live viewing Barcelona versus Chelsea. Brane be hwese Barca fo ba be din kunim kese I been see that. Yeah, Baba say 5 in a more professional and digital way. Mr. Oba, hey, to Boise, because we are more free betting voucher from MyBet.Africa. You're more free cocktails from Gihog Distillery. Of course, Street is watching any MyBet Kabum Asama barbecue account. What you say? Yet we are Chelsea New Krana, Yabema barbecue nibi. We are Chelsea New Kra, Yabema barbecue nibi. It's your Koso, Ahojo 124 Hachu. The most crucial game we are saying, Chelsea and Barcelona, a Koso on the 25th. Branebe support 2 teams. Batubana Ebasa Nidia Oba.
They tried me, but them flop. We did dance here to the cup.
Okay. DJ na edwa na numu ho no. Na na yehye na so be shegruta. And olusu match na ho. Chelsea no episode oyen less an. O ka ai club bridge kwa o ko referee ne wiama onka wo de unsapa ne ba wo ba Stamford Bridge wo be gaga na na mo Messi ne kwa na mutumi mo ba Stamford Bridge na mutumi gina no DJ na edwa na numu wo ho je na nwumre yi na ye mra ahodwe 124 mo mra na afi bibia anye den ko ti mo menhwe game no how should approach be are we going to now utie yeah Barca coach now he said they have a very fast player, so he knows what Chelsea will do. Is it a clue? Say now who the Chelsea baby, they will drop their high line and try to avoid the strength and the threat at Chelsea the and I said he's the coach who knew the baby, but still it is his way or the highway.
Okay, so I think the Oshe game numa Oshe the way Hansi Flick Kasa and every time by the time a fixture nearby, the fixture was being played at Stamford Bridge. Masemana mechanic said the Stamford Bridge pitch, a bit smaller compared to most of the pitches in Europe. Would they compare Camp Nou and any other pitches? So a bit Hansi Flick, one with the high line.
Okay.
They wouldn't have to be stretched that much. And then they when who say Chelsea quick players in Gittins, Pedro Neto, and Estevao, Mojao Pedro Mono. Now we shouldn't be surprised if we say high line and drop it. and it would favor them because the pitch is not that big for them. Into a draw pick a it wouldn't be a big issue in their game plan or anything. So on the Barcelona side, there'll be a lot of changes in their game today. Because this game on any day, a crucial game, we Chelsea in Barcelona fixture to Chenya. Both teams lose pick just 2 wins in this Champions League Omabo. This is a crucial game for them.
Obia pick 2-2.
2-2 wins.
Okay.
It's a crucial game for them. More be winning, and they ubetime own and playoffs no. And they are looking at so we lose game where meaning say your remaining 3 games now can so team pick 3 points from each.
That's 9 points.
Yes. So on any other side, there are difficult moments, Beba. So this game is not just about the Barcelona Chelsea game. It's about teams looking at picking 3 points. So Hansi Flick coming into this game, say opeso be no be born the high line. Listen, you so born now. So dream who say there are 3 points to grab in this game, or at least a draw to grab in this game.
But he has never altered a year the system. Even against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Knowing he said Real Madrid attackers super sharp.
Yeah.
He still played to the strength. This is what we want to do. Let's go and do the high press. Yam caught with a very high line. Yam babu yam press the opponent and yan jibon and yan show half anymore. Even Real Madrid could one drop a line. Now much more Chelsea.
Yes, I think I didn't tell Real Madrid one drop a line. It's a one drop a line against Real Madrid because Real Madrid team no. You better analyze your game. You can say they don't have a play. You bet me a line breaking passes now. You bet me distracted the whole high line. No. Against Paris Saint-Germain, who the way even Vitinha pe etimi ko dada omo atwi kubasi mu pie, and you are meeting a team in Chelsea. So Chelsea bo Fafana ene or bo Badleshe ene. These are players that they can give line breaking passes. Reece James can give line breaking passes. Enzo Fernandez can do something similar. Pedro Neto. Ubetimabo players 4 or 5 for Chelsea team. No betimia that thing at their easiest moment.
Okay.
So if you are meeting a team like that, now 1 to 2 nyama year, they can get the passes in between any time. And then Barcelona will be happy, say maybe the likes of Kopama to Mimbo. Because if Kopama Woma or drop it deeper, he wants to just get the ball behind your team. And meaning say you'll be tracking back every time. With 90 minutes, 3 and a 4 with line breaking passes go through team Numa. Share the energy Amobe Bene going back to defend. And it will be a big difficult for the Barcelona setup. Internet, I'll see say Hansi Flick better to Nyama Kakra to make sure say the pitch will play a factor for him. Ebe Buano and Obet to Nyama making sure say they can stop those breaking passes now Chelsea be or Madrid on Bebo in between them. But on the Chelsea side, no, I think Maresca Ushe Utie the press from the Burnley press or even to the Barcelona press now. It shows that he's prepared for this game. And coming into Chelsea, one thing that Maresca Etimiada Nedin is every time there is a big game, Osha coach or tactical or no so the plan bebano. Na because of Felice say ni metimine nabo. I say Obo
low bluff one.
Yes, Obo chest game now we should be on so good. You are being tactical on the board. And no pay but Oshia team no onye na agents about Mateo only the any say me tenase into wo the other bono or finding it very difficult. So I think this is a game Chelsea players no say a Champions League draw ne ba beba so no ye bi se bi so me bebre kan Barcelona. This is the time that you need to show the Chelsea fans say Barcelona ne ka say e pe no ye ni o mehia ne ma 110% in the day. Chance to ho a ye nhye chance to ho nya afi na akwatwetwe nan na agro da bi chance to ho ahye se ball no bepie bebi na fili se ball we ma mean clear and aminye bibia you do it because you've gingered the fans to know say nei draw ni ba beba so no mo amuse mo pe Barcelona aba the fans were also calling out for this so they want to see 110% from the Chelsea setup. I think the Maresca setup say near kind I'm seeing something similar to the Paris Saint-Germain. I'm seeing something similar to that is the Bayern Munich setup, no. And now he would have a left-footed centre back in Badleshe. It will play a big factor in this game because the Bayern Munich team, no, not Chaluba and ball from the left side. Chaluba are finding it very difficult to play the ball directly with his left foot. And they are a left footer ɔno nso betimi aden obetimi abɔ ball na ma bibi akɔ so I think say ɛsɛ otimi tutu ne nyama yi both coaches beba into this game tactical so opɛ one game obeti say Charlie football there between Chelsea and Barcelona.
Okay.
Yeah, Listo. I think say nyame adumani enyume no. Utie DJ commercial and say the biggest game I will be share. And in fact, you see, Uba yeah part of the world Africa has here. We United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, the biggest clubs are. Most of Africans know. We be now supporting Barcelona, media, top 5, top 6 teams are yeah support, especially over Ghana here. Chelsea fans also, United fans, Barca. So I'm not for any of this game. You see, in recent times, not say Chelsea never say Kwakoba. Unim say, I mean, you know how the game is going to be like. Chelsea will always run after the ball. You best sit back, Barca tiki taka. But you see, when Todd Boyle money the Blue Co consortium for the Chelsea, the kind of project they've been doing, I mean, I clear that this is the kind of football they want to play. When Omode Pochettino by Omode Maresca by no money they want a coach who can play very good football, the modern football, and look at what their sister club Strasbourg is also doing. Rosenier team, same football. So you do free Strasbourg, they do about Chelsea team, same system. You just have to adapt to the new team, the environment, and the pressure. I mean Chelsea team. Now, listen. If you look at Enzo Maresca, is he OT pre-match now? He mentioned say him being a coach after or retire, I'll be a coach, or taking inspiration from Pep Guardiola. Those days and Pep Guardiola or Barcelona. In the share Chelsea team now. Now yes, you possessing football. Okay. You see, one thing clear is say Chelsea build up very slow. And definitely Barcelona will dominate the game. Clear. I see this game to be how Chelsea any buy a coin. Obia penny the opponent's weakness. Maresca said the high line of Barcelona no a factor. But if you rely on say high line the ebenyo mo then no man panya Barca. And Adeba ko Barca this season Inigo Martinez at least offer multi-minimum. Always he was the player. No setting high line. He was the last player to move. Now, when Okoye, Arao, Eric Garcia, and Kubasi, they've not been able to do that very well. Ntene Osha, Basa high line always be able to bakwa kechiri. Omuya abun Sakakunde. Because Ejumana Weyen, he was the last man to move. And almost set off a high line trap. And you see, there are a lot of teams on mobile high line, but Adibakwa. Emma Basada man for Casabani say any team that dominate possession, your defenders are always high on the pitch. So Chelsea share teams on low block. We see. Look at the number of counter attacks from the Chelsea possessing ball the moment Fulham, Brentford, San Albania ball. Now go create 2v2 and 3v2 against Tosin Chalobah. It happens a lot. But Chelsea more high line. But always say you lose possession. Opponent in half. No more decisive. They will play a quick transition pass and a counter attacker. We all who outcome. No? But Barca then say they will press you high and they will dominate the game in your half. So more dominating game Nikrana. They will make us dominating game in your opponent's half. Then your defenders will be in your half. Definitely they are closer. And no more than the moment they need difference. What the ball neighbor almost also shout to close the pitch. And PSG game just that omomo line and yet height is a Barca and there are ways and means at teams at the show. You Ange Postecoglou high line on the bar in the Premier League. And you how our teams. I remember Pochettino ne Tottenham. Look at the number of chances in the first half. Chelsea see a lot of chances. If you are not able to find your feet in scoring, you'll be frustrated. And they will still dominate the game. And look at Barca team a more attack. I don't think any of the Chelsea players, if Barca, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Lewandowski currently fit, I'm not attacking front three. I don't think none of the Chelsea players will start at Barcelona. So it tells you that I'm attacking 100%. They score goals. So there's a reason why Hansi Flick team behind Omushe goals. And Hansi Flick and Barca sharing 8 goals when all Bayern Munich. In fact, Upe coaches are from Bayern Munich to Barcelona, the games be over 2.5 goals. It show how the game is here. Hansi Flick on my Meshia Chelsea, on my Meshia Maresca, and Messi information. No, coaches, German coaches and coaches like that, they don't do that. Send Maresca believe in a system. But share how to hurt you. That is the same thing. We are talking about Barca highlight, but we all know say Chelsea defensively seem to that Chelsea gidi. And they are likely that they will capitalize on that. What they have to do is they will control the game. Unya chances, unya ball and no press ball. But one thing about Barca team is at least two. We check the match summary of Amona Let's Go match now. Obi Oshe say Barca were dominating the game. But anytime Barca lose possession, ball be going in possession of Atletico Bilbao. Omo team the ball no create chance. It tells you how bad Barca team is here because now omo press higher. Omo high line omo yet omo nya ni. And no check it Bilbao for now. They overloaded ball the side ho. Most of their chances omo create were from the right side of our attack. No? So, and the game, listo, a 50-50. Okay. I probably think that Maresca will go in the game like how our approach PSG game. No? They will go high and Hansi Flick are aware of that. But then, you see, if you look at the Barca team now, they have individual brilliance. And Lamine Yamal, single-handedly, give me my head in the number, both who are ball pass be. No matter what I those who are yet watching, no are yet no their critical chance no more their show. So when probably the kind of clean sheet that Chelsea for keeping against PSG, it might be very difficult to do that against Barcelona team. But the plan, one thing about Maresca coming like him say, he's very tactical. And so over game, I say, the tactics and how I approach you, I think that if you look at Barca mistakes, especially the game I watched against Atletico Bilbao, if they will play same and the game goes with flow, the only thing about Barca is say, if one guy say no, I can say, if Barca will win this game, he will be the man of the match. I believe. Even if Chelsea share a lot of goals, say Chelsea are supposed to create a lot of chances and score 8 goals because of one Garcia. Chelsea will score 4 or 5 goals. Okay. So he be an important player for them. Okay. But the most important thing is, you can say, if Sanchez, any pass is right, now one can't create any silly mistakes. Most lawyer now, it will also be a very difficult game for Chelsea. Listo, it's a game that I see a lot of goals in this game. Okay. Both teams to score are highly possible. Now, we check it, almost all the portals are the player they are highlighting. And the 2 players are highlighted from both teams. Lamine Yamal and Estavao. If you look at these 2 players, so we now 18 years old. But if you look at Lamine Yamal, at the age of 50, making a debut in Barcelona, for both club and country, winning the highest trophies. Ochake Barca, the only trophy Lamine Yamal hasn't won at the Champions League. Okay. But at the national team, club level, Wajibi, in fact, individual, at the age of 18,
Kings Cup.
Kings Cup.
Copa del Rey.
Oh yeah, Barca Copa del Rey. Yes. And Euros, Euros. And you see, individual awards. League. And I make say I catch Champions individual awards. These two were thrown out to the podium. I mean, what Estavao William now so as a young kid and say, obey imagine the golden ball and golden ball. Lamine Yamal wajin say, waje after podium. So to me, I don't know so I was ceiling. This game would Ebema man for this is a game that the boy will announce in the presence. Okay. If on your opportunity this to Oshegwa, that will be another step in the right direction for William Estavao. Okay. And I think that these 2 players will give us, a wonderful game. To be very honest, it's a game that leads to when you open. This game, one of these teams is going to win. I don't see the game never ending in a full-time draw. But one thing, rest assured, we should expect a lot of corners in this game. Okay. Chelsea game was born over the weekend. First half, 9 corners and 8 corners. Barca super wing play. We should expect over 9.5 corners in this game. Both teams to score are highly possible. Over 2.5 and expect a lot of bookings. Over 3.5 bookings in this game. Listo.
Okay, my bet for Eddie Abasa predict the score line and win 200 cities. nti ɔde bɛto so ama yɛn na ɔmo ha nti my bet for ɛyi no no my bet for predict and win ɛna ɛwɔ no
yɛn ti listo my bet for episode ma ɔmahwɛfo nyinaa hwɛ sɛ ɛnɛ sɛ predict and win 200 deɛ emu ɛdɛ ɛno ani sɛ wo gidie sɛ team bi no ebetimi anya score line na kɔ X kɔ mu social media platforms ni na for predictions sɛ kɔ to nti kɔ Telegram mynbet.africa kɔ X nso mynbet.africa omo Facebook omo Instagram ade abɛn ne sɛ kɔ follow omo socials ni na u follow a na afi de wo nso ayɛ prediction na share mo adamfo no adamfo ne nso bɛyɛ ne predictions a ɛwɔ hɔ na ne game ni de no bɛyɛ den nti no wo bɛyɛ predictions na ɛbɔ a at the end of the game no 200 cedis mynbet.africa for ed befrel no mo de amount.
Okay nti me option na me de ba ani Man City ne ba Leverkusen Man City win and Olympic Marseille and Newcastle away go and Chelsea and Barcelona Caicedo to get over 0.5 yellow card and Caicedo will be trapped
and say the obedi yellow card
card. Yes and no quite 3 CD for us almost 5 us
Caicedo the any quite 3 CD
3.4 to get yellow card into X no code in X9 JX3J181.
Yeah, so my selection for any games no say any city here. Borussia Dortmund any Villarreal game no double chance and over 1.5 for Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund double chance win or draw and over 1.5 goals. Ajax Benfica game no double chance for Benfica win or draw for Benfica. Galatasaray Union St. Gilloise a win for Galatasaray. Bodo Glimt and Juventus a handicap 2 for Bodo Glimt. Manchester City and Bayern Leverkusen game no a win for Bayern Leverkusen. Marseille and Newcastle game no over 1.5 goals in that game. And at Chelsea Barcelona game no both teams to score. NNA Napoli Karabakh FK Napoli to win out of 10 code no LPTP
okay into me so selections and mynbet.africa near Manchester City Bayern Leverkusen City win or draw over 2.5 Ajax Benfica win or draw for Benfica Galatasaray any Union St. Gilloise Asian over 2 Bodo Glimt any Juventus over 1.5 Dortmund any Villarreal over 1.5 Marseille any Newcastle over 1.5 Chelsea any Barcelona Asian over 2 and so 5 odds mynbet.africa code no 5YTP mynbet.africa
right nti nyame adom anwumre we ya dan ye ho a na anwumre we bomode an bra na afi ye ne wo enhwe eye game no ye reaction e bibia be call live amamanfo ade ehu na bibia so ade atumi akoye